Hello, friends. I am back. My name is MuskyBad, and we had a very short pause. At least it felt like a very short one. I only ate like 20 pieces of sushi during the break. Regardless, we're in the game. I'm not sure what this is, but it's the same players on the side of Nate Dogg Jr.'s team, and I will be joined by my close friend Edward Scissorhands here. What's going on, Ezard?
Stuck by some oranges,
Edward. As we do settle down, we do see Nate Dogg Jr. picking up that Pantheon. Caitlin Lee Sin and LeBlanc banned out, Jace Lysandra and Nar banned out.
I feel like Nate Dogg is the underdog of this entire championship. He's been fighting his way through the losers bracket, a little bit of a few close calls. It's like a typical underdog team. They do the wrong moves and they still win, and they're still clawing their way through. This is legitimately the underdog team here.
I don't want to say they're doing the wrong moves, but they're definitely, they're definitely still a solo queue hero team, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, finding their chemistry.
Yes, as it were.
Yeah, chemistry. Now the other team, not really sure. I haven't seen that much of them. What do you think? What do you think about their picks so far?
Pretty interesting. Soraka's actually really strong, and I know that Undersword does like to play her, so it's gonna be an interesting matchup down in the bottom lane. Of course, Soraka just really strong against anyone that's really jumping in. She can just drop the silence, which then does turn into a snare. So
when Frank and I first started the very first game, that didn't really work out too well. We had some technical issues. We were talking about 54 bomb 99, who has 4 numbers in his name. Me and Frank decided that the threshold for a numbered name should have only 2 numbers. What are your thoughts on people with numbers in their name?
I think he might be trying to say Sabam GG.
Frank, retaliation?
Yes.
Well,
no further comment
Papa
about...
Frank has spoken.
I think we're going to need to sub in for a 54 bomb 99. Is no longer accepted. Disqualified by his name. Oh, I really wanted to see the Corki picked out, but Ezreal has already been picked.
Oh, okay, so Avro's a really, really good Scion player, and I really want to see him pick it up. It works so well in these, like, divey comps, and he hasn't played it in a long time, but he's so good on it. And I'd rather see him pick that up than Amundo here.
I feel like I started playing Scion after the rework a little bit, and I feel like Scion's one of those champions that you either have that 6th sense for them or you don't. And I guess that's what you're talking about, Avro. Like, you don't even have to be like a good mechanically inclined player, but some people just have that 6th sense with a certain champion. I found that with Scion a little bit as well. I don't play Scion at all, but like when you pick him up, sometimes you're good with a champion, sometimes you're not. Maybe Avro has that little niche with Scion, but he's gonna go with the Dr. Mundo instead. He really wants to be that tanky front line and do a little bit of damage on the side as well, because that's what Mundo's known for, being a huge, annoying wall that hits you really hard.
I think it's so funny that we're seeing all of these like solo queue heroes. Like, if there was a Blitzcrank in this game, or no, if there was a Rammus in this game, it would be the Exodia of bronze. We've got the double tank coming out of Amumu and Malphite for the 2nd game in a row. We've got that like Leona that we always see in low elo as well. It's just so funny. This game looks like your stereotypical low elo solo queue game. One guy trying to be Faker, one guy playing
the bomb,
yeah, one guy trying to play the new meta on Graves, Pantheon, that kind of thing. Really funny stuff. Ari, who's going to go in by herself every time. Ezreal, who's going to miss every skill shot. But these teams are definitely not playing that way. Fighting their way back up through the loser bracket, getting all the way through these teams. Endersword actually subbing in for his first game. Yaki subbing in for her 2nd game. And I'd like to check out the runes and masteries of a couple of the champions here. Amumu specifically, I want to know if he's going for more of a damage build, which it does look like he sort of is, with a little bit of a weird magic pen thing going on in there as well. But hopefully he does go for a little bit of a damage Amumu build, just because with with Malphite, they have a lot of AoE burst pressure. If you can stack that up, of course, give your Graves an opportunity to clean up. It's just a great combo and very easy to execute as well.
Hopefully we don't see that Amumu build we saw earlier with the challenged smite. Not even going to call it challenging smite anymore. The challenged smite, really bronze pickup style item. I'm not really sure that many people use that item at all. But good on Amumu for trying to invent a new meta. Not really working out though, unfortunately.
I bet he's the kind of guy that literally just buys it on every single jungler that he plays. Doesn't matter what it is. He'll be playing like jungle Cassiopeia and he'll still buy it. So, I mean, if that's kind of his thing, they almost won with it. So
that is true, but he has all. I don't think he got more than 2 people in his ult.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
And that's why it is the Bronze Zodia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Same
it
with
can do
Malphite,
so
though.
much, but it can also do so little.
Same with Malphite though. You know what my favorite Malphite build is? AD Malphite. That is ridiculous. That is like completely the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Yep.
And I didn't even think it was possible. I'm like, why are these idiots playing AD Malphite? But it like Shreks. It completely demolishes.
Let me tell you about a little something called Glacial. No, sorry. It's Iceborne Gauntlet Static Shiv Malphite. This is something that has been picking up steam a little bit in the collegiate scene in another league that I cast, and it is the funniest thing ever because you see the Sheen and the Zeal come out, and you think that it's going to be a Triforce, right? But then he switches the Sheen into the Iceborne Gauntlet, and then he gets the... it's just so funny. Like, he 1v3s people and cleans up fights all the time. One of the, like, most hilarious builds to watch. He's, like, channeling the elements. It's a great build. You guys out there should definitely try it, and maybe I'll send a text message to Triple Duck, and maybe he'll start picking it up.
Do you build tank after that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd go that into like either a Randuin's or Frozen Heart, something like that, or Banshee's Veil, whatever you need.
This is the most serious discussion you've had so far.
Well, we had to with food in our bellies and danky memes or danky. I don't remember his name. Danky Nugs, with him out of the circuit, we can finally relax and be focused more on the Shamrock Shake of Malphites.
Whoa,
And
2 challengers here. That's pretty crazy. JJ and Zabomb GG. 54 Bomb GG. 54.99. Is it Bomb 99?
I'm gonna be carrying 2 silvers and a StarCraft player.
If anyone can do it, it's these guys. In case you don't know, Endersword is a prolific StarCraft player. One of the best Sorry, he's playing
Relax.
Soraka, so I'm thinking about Star Call. But one of the best StarCraft players in Toronto, arguably Canada, and one of the worst League of Legends players in Toronto and arguably Canada. So it's gonna be interesting to see if he can use his StarCraft commander skills to kind of carry his team and get them to group up in the places they want to. But knowing Endersword, he's probably just gonna sit there with his mic muted and get his ass carried.
Or his mouth muted. Mutes himself personally. What do you think about Nate Dogg so far in this tournament? I think he's had a good showing.
Yeah, me too, man. He looks promising. You know what I mean? He looks like he has a good understanding of what his role should be in the game, and it didn't always used to be like that. Absolutely, he's definitely. It's good for him to stick to the jungle, and he plays in a very I don't want to say proactive, and I don't want to say reactionary. He plays in like a defensive jungling style. You know what I mean? Which is got its own merits in a lot of ways, and if his team picks accordingly, then generally it does work out, because if he picks a late game comp and then kind of plays as that defensive jungler, they've done well so far in the series, and a lot of that does have to be kind of given a round of applause to Nate Dogg for that.
And he's also been playing some unconventional picks like Nautilus.
Yep.
I think Nautilus has the worst clear time out of any jungler ever. There's like horrible scaling. He's really, really squishy. You don't really know what masteries to kind of fit onto that
Yeah.
champion. Nautilus is just not fun.
My favorite part was actually the other team did call it as a cheese in the ending of the game. They were like, "Nice cheese, guys. Thanks for bringing out the Nautilus." And I was like, man, Nate actually getting complimented by the other team. I never thought I'd see the day.
If the enemy team had an even remotely aggressive jungler, like what if they would have flat out lost?
Yep.
But at the end there, before I left to pick up some sushi, Nautilus was on a killing spree. I think I walked out at the right time.
Yeah, I think so too. You did definitely save yourself from a bloodbath. But you know what? Looking at the team comp this time, coming out of Nate Dogg Jr.'s team, it seems pretty strange. I don't see a lot of synergy here from this comp. Maybe a pick comp, maybe Ezreal able to take care of himself, but definitely pretty strange.
Looks like in the chat here we are hearing some rumors spread through the teams. Jackson is a god. Can we confirm, people in the room?
I don't know who that is actually.
Do we know this Jackson character is a god?
I confirm that
The Lord and Savior
maybe like a demigod.
Frank Sinatra has confirmed that Jackson, aka Muskie Bad, is in fact a deity amongst many people.
I'm ready to get some Frank commentary in the background.
No.
Nope.
No.
He's on break, guys. Who's Jackson? Who the hell does this guy think he is?
Some guy. I heard he's handsome.
I'm gonna have to walk on over there and teach this guy how to play a Mumu, I think.
Yeah, I think it's time. I think we're gonna whip out the challenging
I'm gonna grace him with my presence, man. Holy, me and Danky Nugs are gonna show him what's good, if you know what I'm saying. Dio Demis.
I think Danky Nugs was the MVP of the entire tournament.
I have to agree with you. Well, him and the guy that played the challenging Spider Mumu.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, your name doesn't remember. I don't remember your name. It was something with an S, like a Salamans or something like that. All the same, you'll forever be the challenging Amumu in my heart.
I think you should change your name to Challenge the Mumu. I think that would be the best business decision you can make as a player.
You could have a stream literally just based off being the Red Smite Amumu.
Yeah. You can rotate that with different champions. You could be Sejuani challenged Smite. You could be Cassiopeia. You want to throw in some Diana in the mix. Do what you want.
Oh, man.
You be you. You be you.
I could really see that taking off. I really could.
Yeah.
Challenged jungling marathon A to Z.
And you should definitely challenge Vivortic with that challenge Smite. Do you know who Vivortic is?
I don't actually.
This guy comments on every single YouTube video.
Oh, that guy. I
Yeah,
do know
there.
who that
I don't
guy
even need
is.
to say
Yeah,
his name.
I know exactly who that is.
God.
He must have a lot of fun with his life.
Yeah, and he actually makes videos now. As
Does he
soon as
really?
he caught the fire,
Wow.
he watched the Hunger Games, learned how to catch fire, and then now he makes these really horrible YouTube videos, and
What
they
an
get like
interesting
30.
guy. Is
30
the guy the guy with like the really raspy voice or like guttural voice or something like that?
He has a like I can't quite put.
Does
my-
he have a weird voice?
He has a pretty weird voice.
Okay,
And terrible video editing skills too.
It's I don't know. I'm pretty sure I know who you're talking about. What a way to actually start a career on the internet.
There's always innovative ways, and that's definitely one of the ways. I don't know. I wonder if he got like a bunch of accounts to like the comments, and then he caught fire that way.
Yeah.
It's possible,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I know. I've heard of quite a few shady internet businesses that buy likes and that sort of thing, and it hasn't really worked for them. But I'm gonna leave it at that.
no further comment there. We're not here to discriminate. Star Call, Ender Sword landing his first spell. Great move. It's not like landing a barracks. It's like throwing down. There we go. That's the one.
Ooh.
Getting a little bit spicy up in here. Ender Sword gonna be the player to watch in this match.
Yeah, speaking of spicy, let's take a look at that top lane as well, because I think there's going to be a whole lot of action between these two tanks up here. Take it in. Level 2 on Mundo. Might actually try and punish that, but good evade by Malphite to just try and prevent any damage going down.
My favorite thing that casters used to say in the top lane meta in Season 4, they would be like, it's really boring to see two tanks just hit each other in the face over and over again, and none of them die. And I feel like that's gonna be an engage rather than talk about Malphite in the bot lane. Crazy damage onto JJ there.
Yeah, that's the challenger player literally face-checking a bush against the Leona that he knew was in there. I mean, he does have that bronze 1 support, but my god.
I think the reason why Soraka is being played right now is because JJ might understand that. And he's like, you know what? Just go into a heal bot, and that's really not really that hard to play. And I can carry the lane by myself. As long as now he's back to full health. Like there's not even a problem here. And he knows what to do. They were taking that ward. He's like, oh, look at these bronze kids taking that ward. Let me punish them with some harass.
Yeah, he was actually using that ward to bait out that harass. He wanted to make sure Yaki used their spells there. Look at Endersword. He doesn't even know what he's doing. He's gonna die here trying to punish. You can't punish. You gotta let JJ punish Endersword. Not even using his heal.
You actually, I don't think you can use it on yourself as Soraka.
No, he's got a summoner heal actually as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually just how I pass it off. I didn't want to say anything. I was actually talking about that Soraka heal in the mid lane. Sabam GG.
Hopefully the charm is going to come out. He can definitely turn this around, but I don't think he had that much mana. Some minion creep was in the way a little bit as well. But Avro, showing his giant, huge cleavers, dominating the lane.
Yeah, styling on that Malphite up there.
This mid lane seems very even though it's a challenger player against like a gold player.
Yeah, I mean these challengers, maybe they're like challengers in 3s or something like that, because face checking and like, I mean, JJ is only 20 or 2 CS ahead. It's I don't know. It's maybe these Toronto challengers aren't as legit as they thought. Maybe they should get some lessons and buy a red smite potentially.
Later on the first floor of George Brown, Challenge Smite is going to be giving tutorials on how to play League of Legends. It's challenge, not challenger.
Yeah, see, we've got both angles covered in this tournament. We've got our challenged players, we've got our challenger players. I'd have to say, so far, the challenged players have been more fun to watch.
Absolutely. It's typical solo queue. I say this every single stream. Missed skill shots, weird decision making. It's like orb walking around an objective and you don't even decide to take it. Like, you know what? Wolves is more important than Dragon. But, nevertheless, we have seen some teams shine in dark times. Really make through some difficult decision making, like pushing a top lane or diving or whatever they need to do to make the win. Sometimes they're kind of stuck with what to do. And some of these teams have really shown that they can, when the heat turns on, they can really act under the pressure.
I'm actually wondering if the fact that they have the bronze, if him getting caught out will be enough, considering that it is somewhat of a pick comp coming from the side of Nate Dogg Jr.'s team.
Here comes a Mumu to back up his boy. He's going to turn the fight. They're both low. I would have wanted to see maybe Malphite come in for a little bit of a bait,
yeah,
so Mumu can do a lot of damage. I didn't know if he had Gromp, but I know Nate did definitely have that Gromp passive. He doesn't have Gromp, but he has the Golem's passive there.
Yep,
So,
and actually an interesting thing about that passive is if he uses it on a tower, it actually does like a little mini kind of sheen proc on the tower and hits it for like 200 or so damage. It's pretty interesting.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Pretty cool if you're a split push jungler, you like to play things like Shaco. Good to know. Steal the opposing jungle, double golem, whatever those things are called, grunks. Krugs?
Krugs.
Yeah.
Krugs, there it is.
That's the one. But yeah, like I was saying, I think the only way that this like Nate Dogg Jr. team is going to really win... Oh, Yaki, don't fight out too many minions. Uh-oh, they're actually going in here.
He knows that the minions are on his side and that he can trade here very efficiently. Very good pickup there, kind of like that intuition there. Most players would have just backed off, but because he's in that, 1% of all league players, he knew that he could turn around that fight. But good on him for that. Endersword picking up the ancient coin, the most basic safety build that you could possibly build. All the gold generation, oh my god, going in deep, final level. I'm not exactly sure the spear rush was necessary there. It would have been even more worth if you at least saved the spear rush. But
Yeah.
Bomb 99 showing us the year he was born as well as his skill in the mid lane. Very well done by that engagement.
Yeah, maybe that's when his dad was born, something like that. 54, and then he was born in 99. That could very well be it is, considering most of these challenger players are like 12 years old these days.
I will say again, I think you need to be 13 to play League of Legends.
Nate Dogg in the top.
He's gonna, hopefully he has a stun up. There we go. He decides to go with the spear first. Ultimate away from Triple Dog, the smite and the finish from Nate Dogg Jr. If he didn't have that Q up, it would have been very detrimental. JJ does not care. He has his heal ball behind him, dancing in the fog there, and he's gonna do quite a bit of damage. But Leona is a wall. You can't get past that wall.
This is sort of like watching an art or like an MMO where, you know, there's that really strong guy who's got like a heal person just walking beside him, doesn't matter where he goes. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case this game. I don't think JJ is ever going to die simply because Endersword's only going to cast heal on him. He's probably just got his champion screen locked onto JJ and is just pressing W on repeat.
Possibly. Hopefully he gets some kind of health item because he's going to be pressing W quite a bit. JJ goes into some serious situations. But picking Graves is like picking Leona as an ADC. It's like he's tanky as hell. He's going to be able to tank a lot of damage with that passive in the early game. How does Graves' passive? Oh my! But that's not going to be enough damage.
Good W from Yaki. If she hadn't have got that down, 100% she would have been dead.
How does Graves' passive scale? I know. I feel like it scales.
Well, because I think the way that it works is it's potentially based off of ultimate. Let's take a look.
Oh my god!
These
These basic.
very vague. They don't want to help the casters out, obviously. I'm pretty sure the way that it works is it scales up when he does get his level 6, level 11, and level 16. I think he does get just a little bit more tanky stats.
These basic descriptions are really killing me. Graves is tanky. Well, thanks. All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Riot.
Thanks, Riot. This spectator client is the best client I've ever. No, I'm joking. I've actually. This is.
Yeah, I love replays. Replays are really cool. That's probably what Endersword's thinking right now. He's like, why am I playing League of Legends when they don't even have replays? StarCraft is a much superior game. All the same, he hasn't died yet. Got 0 CS, so hasn't messed up any CS at the very least.
Absolutely. Here comes Nate, right on the money there. He's gonna land the double CC. Obliterated. I wanted to see Zed turn that. He tried to, but Nate with the good call of the ult in the mid lane. He really on the money today. I think Nate's just having a good day.
Yeah, absolutely. Channeling his inner Nate Dogg, doing what he can. Finally living up to the potential that we've all known Nate has had at League of Legends for so many years.
I can just picture him smiling. Can't you just picture the Nate smile right now?
I wonder if Nate actually shot calls and he's like has that grin on his face, you know what I mean, while talking and being like, okay guys, I'm gonna come in for a gank now.
He has that cheeky grin when he's like winning, the sarcasm battle.
Man.
I feel like if he's listening to the stream while he's playing, he just has this cheeky grin whenever he ganks. Like, all right, I gotta wait 3 minutes for this delay or whatever. But yeah, I picture whenever I see Nate gank, and he does a successful gank, a successful play. I picture that grin because I know that he hasn't had a lot of great success in League of Legends in the past, some of the past tournaments, and he refuses to play for that alone reason.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
I mean, even when I hope he's not listening to the stream, because even when Nate Dogg is playing with some of his friends online, we all like to joke, and everyone knows that there's a grain of salt in every joke, or a grain of truth, a grain of salt in every joke.
Salt.
That's true too.
That is true.
But Nate is more often than not the reason our team loses.
Looks like we have a visitor coming in to help Endersword.
Yeah, yet another StarCraft player has entered the building.
Top tier going down for blue side.
Yeah, really good job by Aggro there.
Looks like he's dominating in the tank battle there, one for another.
Yeah. The thing about, engage bottom.
Here comes Nate with a cheeky grin. He's going to pick up the kill onto Ender Sword. Going off to Yaki. JJ trying to turn it around. Here comes Diodemes. Without the challenge smite, he's not going to be able to do that much damage, so he flashes out. Nate Dogg hoping to close the gap, but falls a little bit short.
Yep. Falling short against the Yordle, too. That's not an easy feat. But Avro, of course, with his Magic Pen abilities on that Mundo Cleaver, they scale really well as, of course, the opponent scales up. And he's got so much sustain, pretty much unkillable. All he needs to do is land those cleavers, and over time, he will slowly get the lead. In the mid lane, though.
Wow. Huge collaboration here. Nate trying to hopefully pick something up. Ari doing, I don't know if she has one more dash left. She has the flash up. Zed turns it around, but oh my god. This Zed
Wow.
is a demon.
That definitely was pretty freaking hyphy. Triple Duck trying to let Nate Dogg Jr. know that he ain't getting away with that for free. This disrespect smite is going to be paid back in full by Diodemes. Who's Nate Dogg Jr.?
Not anyone that I know, that's for sure. Diodemes disrespecting on a great level. Also stealing the kill from Malphite. After Malphite used his ult, I feel like there's a grain of salt there that Nate could definitely have a little taste of. The turret gonna fall. JJ putting in work over time, getting those dividends to return back to his pocket. Picks up the ward. Drops down the ward. What do you think about the...
Well, I would just like to touch on that dive. Zed did get far enough back that he got the shield off of the inner tower. Ari obviously not realizing that, flashing in, committing too hard. And, I mean, that's just what happens when you forget about mechanics in the game. And you give the opportunity for a challenger Zed player to just outplay you and make you look a little bit funny. So, I think final level's probably still recovering from that one.
It was beautiful to watch though. It was a masterpiece. It literally was. It was like probably one of the best plays we've seen thus far in this tournament.
Yeah,
I would say probably.
The only way it could have been better was if he had a challenge smite.
Fortunately, Zed does not play jungle, but I think our friend could pull it off. Zed jungle.
I do believe Cheetah looking for it. Oh, very close from Yaki as well, but that is gonna be Ender Sword and his crew picking up the first dragon of the game.
Second dragon.
Oh, is that really the second dragon?
That's the second dragon. I think JJ's pulling out all the calls here, and I feel like Bomb is just in the middle doing this thing, trying to attract as much attention as he can. Nate Dogg killing the ward.
I feel like there's 6 minutes in this game that are missing because I don't remember that first dragon going down.
They took it. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure when they took it, but I know that they. I know that they took it.
This guy's just playing so sassy, man. He's so challenger. You can tell just in the way he right clicks, you know? He's like, oh yeah, what are you gonna Leona hit me? Yeah, that's right. Same thing with Sabam GG. Nice bait from Nate though.
Lots of people coming in to join the party. They really pissed off about this guy. And Ari does survive there.
Ari so low, barely living through that. Tons burned for it. Good thing she did live.
But they really wanted out for Bomb. They're not having it this game. But still, he's going to be a huge impact in the late game. Bomb is definitely going to be one of those split pushers. There's no way. JJ, just ruthless in his actions, in the way he right clicks. I feel like that could be a Maroon 5 song. In the way she right clicks, just like
clicks like JJ. With the clicks like JJ.
Clicks like JJ.
That sounds like it's a song about an African, but. Bottom lane, Avro there to back up his team.
JJ. We got the Korean wow coming out from Frank in the back. There was zero hype during that battle, but the wow has come out. That does mean that this play needs to be in the highlight reel of the Solo Queue Legends tournament.
I would like to point out that that wasn't racist. In fact, many African languages just do have clicks in them. So, yeah. Thanks, bud. Sorry, every joke has a little bit of salt in it, doesn't it, Frank?
Every joke has a grain of salt.
And a grain of truth. Never forget that.
Yeah. Avro, they're not done with Sabam
They
GG.
do not want this guy alive. They're pulling out all the stops. This guy turns around again. The missed solar flare from Leona That's got to be some premature ejaculation right there.
All right, I'm an asshole when it comes to this game. I never give people credit, but damn, that was spicy. 54 bomb 99. I don't care if you're 14, man. I'm not gonna tell Riot. You got this, my man.
Frank, I think you should take back what you said about Mr. Bomb here. Even though he's got 4 numbers in his name, he's playing better than you.
Alright.
And once again, a grain of salt in every joke. Ugh, jeez Louise.
You know what? You know what I see in this Bomb kid? I see a little bit of Viper.
You see a little bit of Viper in the bomb, eh?
I see a little bit of Viper in the Bomb.
Honestly, I see a little bomb in the Viper.
Oh.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's no joke there. Viper actually not showing up to the Esports Canada Solo Queue Hero Tournament, Solo Queue Legends Tournament.
He could have won 2 tourneys in a row, but refuses.
Yeah.
But you know, I guess that's generosity. You could take it as generosity. Nate not being generous to Ender Sword. I thought you guys were homies. Nate takes. Jay falling down to the African skedabbing the scat manning. Here comes the Cheeto. He's gonna take a bite of that chip and take down Graves. JJ gonna have to take a grain of salt with that one. 2 for his nothing exchange for Nate Dogg. But here comes the bomb. He's about to explode. Takes down Nate Dogg and gets out alive. But Amumu is.
Ezreal ult is up. Is he gonna?
Whoa! Hey, oh, fancy footwork. Cheeto probably wants to take a bite of that one. Takes down the kill. Unstoppable at this point. Triple Duck.
Oh,
Manages to get it.
Avro, he's looking for it. He's got the flash. Oh, Diodemus eats it, but he's got it up. Coming in a second. The shield's there again. Not gonna be enough. Avro does burn his flash for that one. Now, I gotta say, I think Sabomb GG, Mr. Bomb, 54 Bomb 99, whatever you want to call him, just was like looking at his keyboard and he's like, wow, my R is still available, and was like, what happens if I press it? I think maybe he thought there was a bug on it or something like that, and it was still available, and he just happened to go back into the behind enemy lines.
Possibly, or maybe he wanted. I don't know. There's a. You can never get into the mind of a challenger player. Like, it's impossible. Like, you can never really. They do some of the trollest things, and it's not even in builds. It's just actions. Some of their actions are just so out of this world, and it's mainly because you're probably a scrub and you don't know how to play, and they do.
Yeah, I mean, I did see this really high-rated Zed player build a Sheen the other day after stomping some tournament. It was pretty crazy. You can't underestimate the strength of these trolly challenger builds.
Absolutely, and there probably is like a little bit of truth behind them. I mean, it gives you a little bit of damage. It's not like completely troll, but it's like Frozen Mallet. Like, I would never build it, but like, damn, if you can make it work, like, that's kudos to you.
I respect that. Yeah, absolutely. I also respect Yaki trying to bite off a little bit more of these she can chew against Diodemes, not letting that one kill go to waste. Wants to make sure that he is every single person on the opposing team has got a death.
I feel really, really salty, really, really sad for JJ and Bomb, because they're pulling out all the stops, making this show really fun to watch. But it's gonna be a while before they can actually make a lot of great plays. They're probably gonna wait till late to get to late game, when Malphite can be more of a front line for them, as well as Amumu. It's taking them a while to ramp up. But that's pretty much the comp here. JJ and Bomb gonna have to carry this one out if they can.
Yeah, and honestly, I think I've sort of spotted a weakness in the compositions coming out of Nate Dogg Jr.'s team here. I think really if they do ban away that Ezreal from Cheeto, it's gonna remove a lot of the sort of safety net that they have. And what interesting trade they're going here, kind of offering up their mid lane tower. Final level might try and play something here.
Oh my god, the ultimate from Triple. Doesn't even let me finish my sentence. That's disrespectful. I think that's caster disrespect.
Oh, I wasn't trying to disrespect you, man. I was just amazed that a Diamond player didn't see that incoming gank from Triple Duck. And if he had just lived, of course, it would have been a tower for tower, not the end of the world. But a kill also means there's potential for another play on towards the top tower. Avro getting big, though, getting spicy, turns on his W.
Pantheon ulting in. Nate Dogg Jr. trying to bite off a little bit as well. Cheeto coming in around as well. They really want to engage on this. They're like not backing off at all. I think they really, really want this. Zed split pushing in the bot lane, gonna take a few objectives here. Nate Dogg continuing to chase. I don't know why you're engaging onto a tanky member. JJ is still alive. His heal bot is going in. JJ flashing out of that fight. Solar Flare going on, only landing on Malphite. Cheeto wants this. He gets it. Triple Duck and Diodemes are falling dangerously low. Ender Sword healing as much as he can. Triple Duck is probably going to end up dead with Diodemes here.
Yeah, Aggro not slowing down anytime soon. Cheeto is godlike, but in the bottom, Sabomb, GG, Mr. Bomb, 54, Bomb 99 is taking up that tower, actually getting wrecked, and that's going to be Final Level, who does have his ultimate up. Doesn't actually secure the kill. That's pretty hilarious.
Yeah. I don't even know why he started tanking the turret. Probably thought there was a glitch on his screen like last time and thought there was minions with him when in fact there wasn't. But that's for him to know and for us to find out.
Once again, we don't understand the mind of a challenger player. The challenged players and the challenger players are so similar.
Absolutely.
You can't just know what they're thinking. It doesn't work like that.
I've heard a theory that challenger players don't know how to play against bronze 5 players. And the reason for that is because I've heard in interviews when some of the high elo players take on, like, they make new accounts, they make smurfs, and they go to bronze, they can't predict the movement of some of these bronze players because they just don't understand what to expect. They just make the weirdest moves, they engage on the weirdest times, they're aggressive, defensive, passive in like the most undiscernible times, and it's kind of hard to figure out what's going on with some of these bronze players, and that's why challenger and challenged players are pretty similar in the fact that you don't understand what they're saying. Or sorry, what they're doing rather.
I never understand what these guys are saying, to be honest. They're always talking about counter-strikes or CSs or, you know, wards and wards and crabs and scuttlecrab. It's just a whole bunch of nonsense to me. Whoa!
That flash engage from Avro, your cleaver does not actually stun people, but nevertheless, everyone gets decimated there. Diodemes and Triple Duck kind of off to the side. Here comes Zed, not sure if he wants to party here as well. They're going to end up taking this mid turret, and I think they're going to be out of loser's bracket after this game if they take it home.
I gotta say, that pick comp doing work, especially when you can isolate those challenger players and make them pay for even the slightest mistake there. Nate Dogg Jr. getting more and more courageous with his engages as the series continues to go on. I mean, ever since the first couple of games, he's just gotten more and more brave.
He's definitely pulling out all the stops. In fact, I can't believe I'm uttering these words as a caster, but I feel like they should ban out Nate Dogg Jr. with his jungle champions.
I'm going to let that stand for a minute. And look at this call. Whoever's making this call must be
Nate.
I think I'm gonna. You know what? I think that it is gonna be Nate, and I think they should actually probably move down because it's pretty obvious they're in there now after Yaki cleaned out that pink ward. But yeah, there you go. Get on out of there, Nate. It's a good attempt, valid. I like it. It's creative. At the end of the day, you guys are not invincible. There are 2 challenger players on the opposing team. You can't make plays that are too ballsy.
Absolutely, and definitely if there's some kind of objective on the table, Dragon up in 1 minute, red team rotating towards that blue side jungle for themselves, possibly going to be picking up the Scuttlecrab definitely to get that vision in the Dragon Pit. I'm pretty sure that should be on blue team's mind as they are recalling, probably going to get some items, get ready for the next engage, which is definitely going to be around Dragon Pit.
Yeah, and you know, I really gotta criticize Malphite's build this game. Going for the Frozen Heart doesn't make a lot of sense to me when you're playing against pretty much no one that actually uses attack speed. Ezreal's going to be focused mostly around throwing those Qs out. He doesn't really care about you reducing his attack speed, and I think there's definitely a few better options he could go for. And trouble, though, is the one and only Nate Dogg.
Here comes Bomb. Battle of the Titans. I think Bomb might fall here. Cheto helping out with that ultimate there. That was
Hold on. Did
control.
Nate just 1v1 a challenger player and win?
I mean, he had the help of Cheeto.
He did have the help of Cheeto, but Nate usually has the help of Cheetos. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna let that one stand for a minute. Sponsored by Cheetos. Make sure to grab a bag right after this match. Have yourself some delicious Cheetos.
Every joke has a grain of cheese, my friend.
And a grain of truth.
It ain't easy being cheesy.
Fortunately, Cheeto has that cheese factor. Going with that blue build again, really, really annoying. 8-0 and 5. Yaki getting a little bit over the dodgeball line. Here comes final level. It might be his final level. He does manage to fall to the Moo bandage combination. Here comes the Malphite ult. Zed is late to the party. Here, hopefully, he's going to be able to flash over by Triple Duck. The Cleaver connecting as well, or missing rather. Zed probably looking to pick somebody off. He's probably going to go for Yaki here. Yaki in a bad spot. I don't think ult is up. Bomb trying to run away. Or try to get as far as he could. His ult was up, rather. But this might be Baron for... No, they're going to back off. Nate's going to call this one.
Yeah, Nate, of course, with the incredible plays all game long. Did you actually notice Endersword flash in there to try and drop a stun on top of the Malphite ult? Very good by Nate, trying to just... Or, sorry, not Nate. Endersword just trying to add as much as he can to this team. He's only died 6 times. He's got 1 assist under his belt as well, so doing what he can. I think he really needs to keep his finger over that coin, however. With that coin, obviously, would help against that pick comp, and I think he needs to be a little bit more generous in its use.
At the same time, he may be playing on the Mac tools, on the Mac gaming gear, and I don't think that's what he wants to be doing.
Yeah, this is true. I'm actually using Endersword's mouse right now, so he could be on some sort of crappy mouse that wasn't his, wasn't prepared to use. Now look at this pick set up again by the side of Nate Dogg Jr.'s team. They're finally moving together as a unit. These guys just keep improving.
Look
Here's
who
the
they
pick.
find. Here comes Bomb. He ults Nate. They manage to lock him with CC. He tries to pull off some fancy footwork, but not going to be enough. Bomb looks like he's running a little dry.
You know what? Get wrecked, Mr. Challenger player. You just got caught out for like the 7th death this game by some guys who Silvers actually usually make fun of. So I'd like to say that once again, shot calling and teamwork has absolutely triumphed over Challenger mechanical skill.
Looks like they're actually going to dive here, feeling a little bit comfortable, but I'd rather back off a bit. I thought they were comfortable with doing the dive, but I guess they're not at that point in their relationship yet.
Well, it's just, it goes again to show how good that shot calling is. It was probably, nope, we missed the spells we needed to hit. Back off, back off. They're good. Make a rotation. And, like, look at JJ. He's trying to make something happen. A little bit salty about how this game's going. Obviously, 22-7 at 30 minutes into the game. And another pick set up. Look at this. Here we go. Easy bait.
Bomb is going to get caught out again. Manages to land. The killing spree coming out from Nate Dogg Jr. JJ trying to... He's not really doing much from the sidelines. His whole team is getting decimated. Final level. Finding the skills that she needs to get in there. Cheeto continuing the chase. Doing lots of damage with his blue Ezreal build. JJ having to recall. Holy moly guacamole. Gonna need some tacos after that.
I am basically feeling like a proud father right now. Nate Dogg Jr., the god of shot calling. Look at how easy those picks are. So fluid, so played as a unit. They just have complete control over the top side of the jungle. This team has gotten consecutively better every single time that they've played a game, and I think it's going to keep happening. These guys are playing out of their minds, and I would not be surprised if this is the team that makes it all the way to the finals and wins the entire tournament.
Absolutely, and I think he might be facing Red Mercy once again. I think that is the team that he did lose to, in fact, right? I believe that is the case.
Well, that's the thing, because Red Mercy is the other very strong shot-calling team in this tournament.
Nate Dogg may have a chance to redeem himself in the finals, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Zed, Zed could get big. He bought himself an elixir to try to get a little bit bigger, but I don't know if that's going to work out exactly. I wonder what's on Nate Dogg Jr. for the next objective.
Yeah, what is the next meal they want to eat? We'll have to see. Could be Baron as they look to take advantage of that Skarner Jr., a.k.a. Scuttlecrab Jr., a.k.a. Nate Dogg Jr.'s favorite jungle champion.
That may be more than they can bite off, but I think they can manage to finish that meal, even though it's a little bit more than they can chew. But
Oh, bottom lane here, though. We go. We do see a Zed hanging around down there, looking to bring the game back in the favor of the team. Decisive shot calling in the top lane, however, looks like this could be...
Nate going back to challenge the challenged. The Ezreal ult coming down to help with that creep wave a little bit. But no backs stopped by the enemy team. They have a...
Here we go. Nate trying to defend this tower down here.
Let's take a look at the fight here. Nate has that wave clear. He's gonna not engage onto Bomb, but I feel like he might try to. The turret falls. Here's the challenge of the Titans. Bomb getting dangerously low, but Bomb manages to take the Pantheon. Pretty understandable because the ult is pretty hard to combat, I mean, as Pantheon, but nevertheless, he's gonna backdoor the inhib, but the minion's doing quite a bit of damage to him. He might fall here. The teleport coming in from Mundo there. He's gonna land, misses the cleaver. Hopefully he's gonna be able to catch up to the Bomb. I'm not exactly sure what happened in the top lane. Nobody fell, but the flash cleaver finishes off that meal. Very, very clean cut.
So the game has been brought even basically off of one split push move here by 54 Bomb 99. It's going to be up to the side of his team to really kind of take advantage of that and sort of try and bring the game back. They now have their opportunity to try and make their own positional movements with the pressure they have secured in that bottom lane. Unfortunately, Nate was out 1v1 in the bottom lane. I don't think it was wise to think he could outduel a Zed once again. Of course, he has picked up all the items he needs to really be that split push threat, and it's gonna have to. The game is back on, as it were.
Definitely, I couldn't agree more. One thing that's on my mind is that JJ is just feeling lackluster. He's the coupled challenger player along with Bomb 99. Bomb has been trying to make his own plays. He's really extremely trying to make his own plays. He got the inhib in the bottom lane. The backdoor was successful. He did get the kill. Now he's working on the top lane, completely unseen by the blue team. But JJ is just cowering behind a huge wall.
Yeah, honestly, I'm so impressed with this blue team. Once again, they make the correct call. They walk down to that bottom lane, handle which wave is going to have super minions. Sure, it was one little mistake. You guys are not stronger than us. And they continue to push.
And they can, because Zed has to recall. Therefore, this team is probably upset. Why are you split pushing? We got the in him. We got what we wanted. We don't want to lose any more turrets. We're going to be stuck inside our base the entire game. And now here comes Zed, hoping to make something happen, but poking back and forth.
Yeah, there needs to be an engage here from the red team. Here we go.
Nate Dogg Jr. taking dangerously low. This fight is looking really good for red side. The flash bandage does not land onto final level. One man ultimate from Triple Duck. A little bit lackluster. Just one person falling. Nate Dogg Jr. too far deep in the deep dish.
Yep, not the end of the world, however. I mean, these guys did avoid disaster there by kiting that out. Good play by them. No real advantage gained by either team unless we do see them go towards that Baron, but it might be a little bit late and also would be a little bit risky considering they don't know what the vision is like over there. They haven't had access over there for a long time. There could be very well sitting on a ward. They haven't cleared any of it out yet. Fortunately for them, there is no sight for them, and we do see Nate Dogg running down towards that Baron. Will they get there in time? Is this going to be a big fight?
They're going to be able to get the Baron. Avro does not manage to steal it. He's going to tank as much as he can. Zed uses his ult onto the tankiest member. Here comes Nate. He's going to squish all these people with his ultimate. And Mumu manages to do something before he dies. Nate taken dangerously low, completely decimated within a matter of a few seconds. JJ orb walking as fast as he can. Here comes Cheddar to finish off with the cheese. And
that very well could be the end of the game here. They've got 30 seconds to really close it out. Obviously, Endersword will be up first, but he's got no abilities. His ultimate just coming off cooldown now. Cheeto doing what he can to get this tower down ASAP, trying to get his team there. They don't have the minions, actually, so I don't think they will be able to finish the game, but they might be able to take this bottom tower.
It's pretty low enough for them to take it. Soraka's not up for another 5 seconds. Looks like they're going to get a double inhib off this, even though... was that Baron call really worth for red team?
I think if they had maybe gotten one person to survive, it would have been okay. You can see in that bottom lane, they do have a lot of minion pressure. Had they sort of waited for that as well, they didn't need to rush it. And I think that was the big mistake there. They could have waited for the minions just to group up in that bottom lane.
Moon was still continuing to chase, but he's going to have to back off because he's not going to catch a blue build Ezreal at all, for that matter. I'm surprised to see he's doing quite a bit of damage in this game, even though he has a Banshee's Veil. He's putting in work.
Yeah,
definitely.
He is 11-0-12, even though he's 100 CS down from JJ. He's definitely the AD carry that's been doing work this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said earlier, JJ is just underperforming. Maybe that's just the Graves curse. The fact that you have a great early mid game, but your late game starts to fall off. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is right now, blue team's looking strong. 31-11. Haven't even looked at the kill count yet, but it's out of control. We're almost at a 10k gold lead.
Yeah, it does feel like it's a lot closer than that, but we also have to keep in mind that there's quite a few dragons over to the side of Nate Dogg Jr.'s team as well. They are sitting on 3, which is the increased movement speed. So, I mean, it's a pretty big advantage over to their side of the team. Of course, they've got those 2 inhibitors down now. All they need to do is push up towards that top lane. Even though the Baron was taken, there's no Baron left on anyone there, so...
Nate is doing the right call here, pushing down the mid wave a little bit to apply a little bit of that pressure. Bot wave is going to be a huge wave right after that wave dies down. Nate, their whole team is going to be grouping up top. It's as expected. This is the typical rotation to get that last inhibitor. With Baron down, Dragon down for another minute. This is looking really, really sweet for blue team.
Yeah, and I think the answer right here needs to be engaged right away from the red team. They're going to see that bottom wave push very quickly. Either they're going to try and hold off this tower, which hasn't gone very well lately, and either that or they're going to have to go deal with the other waves and kind of just give it up, which is not really in a position they're in to do.
At the same time, oh my god, beautiful Charon for final level. Blue team dictating what exactly fight they want to pick up. Yaki with a beautiful ult onto Triple Duck and Diodemes. Here comes the bomb, manages to almost get the kill onto Cheetah, but the death mark's not going to be enough. He gets the kill onto Zed. You better not death mark me or else I'll kick your butt. Cheetah's still doing lots of damage. Arrow tanking up that turret. This is very, very decisive for blue team.
Yeah. Finally, these guys have had a perfectly rotated game. Like I said multiple times, they've just continued to improve and improve and improve as this tournament has gone on. These guys have gelled better together than any other team we've seen, and I'm really, really proud of how these guys have kind of grown as a team. Hope to see them in the next couple rounds of the tournament.
I actually think that Nate deserves a round of applause. If he makes it to finals, even if he loses, he deserves a round of applause because his play is stellar right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to give Nate the credit he deserves. I usually do give him a hard time just because, you know, I play with him and I like to tease him a little bit, that sort of thing. But Nate Dogg, look, you can have an 80 carry going 14-0-14, and there's only one way that's going to happen unless he stomps the lane. And he didn't stop the lane.
Didn't. And
that means that his team and his jungler worked well enough together to get him to that point. So really good job all the way around from Team Nate Dogg Jr. I think we're going to look to get into the next game, so I think we'll take a little bit of a break, and we will get back with you guys very shortly. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you soon.